of motorcycle and tricycle owners depend on hire purchase agreement to meet end. But many say the dream of owning their ride is gradually becoming a financial nightmare. From inflated repayment costs to constant struggle of meeting weekly installments, these riders are caught in circle of debt and hardship. In this Grand Elori TV special report, we take you inside their world and examine the law meant to protect them. A brand new motorcycle in Kwara State can be bought outright for 1.2 million naira, but under hire purchase, often called fleet owners. That same bike could cost as much as 2 to 2.2 million naira. For commercial tricycle or keke napep, the gap is even wider. A cash buyer might spend 3.9 million naira, but riders on hire purchase can pay 6 to 7 million naira before ownership is transferred. Riders say the inflated prices combined with rising maintenance costs, low passenger turnouts and strict repayment schedules make survival difficult.
Owó weekly yẹn tí mo bá yọ owó kẹ̀kẹ́, mo bá yọ owó maintenance, mo bá yọ owó kẹ̀kẹ́, bá yọ owó maintenance, nǹkan tó máa ń kù náà kò tó nǹkan rárá. Nígbà míì ó lè jẹ́ 5,000 ló máa kún náà tí mo bá yọ owó kẹ̀kẹ́. Tẹ́ bá lè bẹ̀ kí ìjọba bá bẹ̀ àwọn tó ń gbé kẹ̀kẹ́ fún wa, iye tó ń gbé kẹ̀kẹ́ fún wa gan ó ti pọ̀ jù 7 million ká tó lè meet up láti máa san 70,000 ní ọ̀sẹ̀ yẹn ó máa ń lọ fà gidan. Táìmù yìí gan ta wà yìí tipátipá la fi pa 10,000 is 3.9 tíyàn bá fẹ́ rà fún yẹn nítorí kówó ẹ̀ ara ẹ̀ lọ is 3.9. Hire purchase is 7 million. After 3 years tá máa sanwó tán kẹ̀kẹ́ máa ti di angaba.
Wàhálà pọ̀ gan-an ọlọ́run mọ́dà mú ẹ̀dá ni wàhálà tó ní agbá ká tó jẹ ká tó mu ká tó repo wàhálà tó ní machine tó gbà.
And there are some maintenance that we do make on the keke, and that maintenance belongs to the owner, not the hire purchase dealer. And at least we spend up to 15,000 on servicing.
Lọ́sẹ̀ yẹn alhamdulillah bọ́lá bá ṣe ní kí ọjọ́ yá ni, so ẹ lè pa 15 ní ojúmọ́, so ẹ lè pa 20 gbà mí lójúmọ́, so ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ ti máa take care, a máa repo bẹ̀rẹ̀ ti máa repo, a máa yọ owó epo, so bẹ̀rẹ̀ ti bá ti máa manage ta fi máa rówó deliver ọjọ́ yẹn, owó tá a náà fi jẹun bá ti máa manage nìyẹn, bá ti máa yí mọ́ra wọn náà nìyẹn.
Ìgbà míì ọjọ́ ìyá, ìgbà míì a lè pa 15, 20, àìsàn ò deliver bí a bí 45,000 naira.
Hire purchase companies, however, point to soaring bank interest rates, insisting that they are also under pressure. Say commercial lending rates from banks remain steep.
So operating lease and hire purchase, that give the riders the opportunity of, owing a tricycle at the end of the payment, meaning that we believe that it is actually not all of them that will afford, the price of a tricycle. So, and it's literally not all of them that can go to the financial institution and said, oh, please, I need a loan, for me to get a tricycle. So we have actually identified that as a gap, which we need to, to ensure that we close that gap. So what we do, we go there on their behalf, we source for fund, we buy the tricycle, then we'll give to them and we'll spread the payment for them for over the period of 2 years. And after 2 years, you understand, they become the owner of the tricycle. That this assets, after 2 years, they can still make use of it for a duration of about 9 years, you understand, after the completion of their payments. There are so many factors that determine that. One, we also source for funds from the financial institutions, and of course, you all know the rate at which the financial institution is actually giving us fund. If not that we got a relief from the federal government recently through Credit Corps, that they gave us a soft loan, you know what I'm saying, and we are given a mandate to ensure that we reduce the rate at which we give it to the riders. I think we have a margin of about almost 2 million, over 1.8 million naira, compared to what we do with the fund that we seek from the conventional financial institutions that we have, you understand. So we are not adding to it. We are not using that to exploit them. You understand? We call them and we made them see that, oh, see, this is actually coming from the federal government, and that is the reason why the cost of hire purchase has been able to reduce drastically. Aside that, if the fund is actually coming from the conventional institutions, you understand, the rate is not smiling. Not only that, all our riders, enjoys comprehensive insurance, which has to be factors to part of their onboarding costs, uh, telemetrics for 2 years, you understand, which have to be, also factor into the onboarding costs. So all these costs, if you put them together, you understand, and the servicing costs, if you put all these costs together, and that is what will amount to what you are actually saying. It is not that the whole amount is coming to us. And I can say that at the end of 2 years, what we are actually benefiting from this is just a mega amount. The aim is just to see that we are able to create a relief, to the young Nigerian youth.
Riders claim that they face strict penalties for defaulting on payment, with companies repossessing their vehicles if payments are missed. Companies, however, argue that many riders fail to make timely payment, forcing them to recover the vehicles and deal with the riders' alleged uncooperative or deceitful behavior.
ọjọ́ kan ọlọ́pàá táǹkẹ̀tì ẹ̀ mú mi ọjọ́ náà ní àgbà mo fẹ́ sanwó mọ́sínì okùjọ́ kejì tí sanwó ọlọ́pàá táǹkẹ̀tì kù mí sùn nínú owó tí mo fẹ́ san nínú owó mọ́sínì kò síbi ìṣe bẹ̀ wọ́n tó mọ tọrọ bára ń jọ òní ká tó fi mí lẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó jọ́ mọ́ àdúgbò mi náà ọlọ́pàá ọ̀hún ó gbókè fún mi báyìí nígbà tó di tí mò ń sunkún wọ́n á gbókè fún mi báyìí pé kí n máa sunkún síbẹ̀ mi ì rówó ọ̀sẹ̀ yẹn san ó dẹjọ́ ẹni tó wá lọ́kadà ọwọ́ sèmi lówó ń bíbà mi ì rówó san ó dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wá jẹ́ tó jẹ́ ètò bá mi nú jẹ́ níbi tó mi ń jáde lójú ṣẹ́tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ jẹ lábẹ́yàn ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní sùúrù bọ̀ tí ẹ̀ bá yẹ pé wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ lábẹ́yàn ni irú ọ̀rọ̀ wọn mẹ́rin bá sọ sí mi ayọ̀ àdá síra wa. Mo lè kọ́ra àwọn bá dún wájú mi mo lè gba báyìí.
If you don't pay 2 weeks, they will retrieve the keke from you back and all the money you have paid before. So everybody is hustling. Even though they can collect it back, maybe 1 year, you have ate something inside.
Bàbá mi ó lè má sọ́jà gbá mi á lọ bùrọ̀gá pé ẹ̀rá kò sọ́jà ò iye tá ikú kalẹ̀ ní àwọn náà bá àgbá ní tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀ pé àyàmùtẹ̀ ó sì á bẹ̀bẹ̀ pé ó dà wọ́n kó wa bẹ̀bẹ̀.
Defaults might actually comes in many ways. Some might be deliberate, and some might be, due to some reasons that is actually beyond the area of influence of the riders. So the first thing we do is just to do investigation, the reason for the default, and once they notice that the rider is just trying to play a fast game on horse, we have our retrievers that will go, and retrieve the vehicle immediately, and we'll bring it back to our yard. Then there is what we call a grace period of 30 days. After we might have retrieved the vehicle, the rider still have a grace of 30 days to come and redeem his image. So after 30 days, after the period of grace period, and the rider is not showing up, what is next is that we need to reassign that vehicle, to another rider that is going to, start from where the first rider actually stopped, you understand. Then it continue with the payment. We try to make it white and black. There is nothing hidden. We'll let you see that, see, the first rider, this is the amount he has paid, and this is what is left. They are giving us, on a daily basis, what they are giving us is just 40%, and their take home is 60%, and excluding Sundays. It is the person that completed the payment that owns the tricycle. So the period where we experience default is just between 11 to 18 months down the line. You understand? But from 18 months to 24 months, the zeal will be there that I'm almost done. Let me complete the payment so that the tricycle can actually be mine. Yeah, a lot of them, because they are not straightforward, they are dubious. Yes, I can say that. You understand? Only very few of them that have the fear of God. But thank God we have our policy in place. So if not because our policy that has been, put in place, that is what has been helping us. Subsidy has created job opportunity for almost about close to 3,000 Nigerian youths. And these 3,000 Nigerian youths that we are saying, you understand, has dependents.
In the middle of it all is the struggling rider, trapped between economic survival and the hope of owning a vehicle outright. Three relevant Nigerian legal and regulatory references. A. Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) Act 2019, Section 127 prohibits businesses from engaging in conduct that is unconscionable, misleading, or unfair to consumers. Section 17 gives FCCPC power to investigate excessive, unreasonable, unjust, or unconscionable pricing. Hire Purchase Act 1965 Revised Edition provides that all hire purchase agreements must be in writing and clearly state total price, installments, and conditions. Lacks specific price cap but allows courts to access if a term is oppressive or unconscionable. The FCCPC hasn't provided a specific percentage for hire purchase agreements, and attempts from the Grand Olori TV to reach their headquarters and North Central Zone office in Niger State via emails, calls, and text messages for clarification have been met with silence.